Cappy, have you noticed something peculiar about humans? They save their sharpest teeth for the ones they love most. Out there in the world, they bear polite smiles like camouflage. But at home, that's where the claws come out.
I've noticed. With strangers, they speak like diplomats negotiating peace treaties. With loved ones, they speak like wounded badgers defending a carrot. It's efficient in a cruel way.
Efficient? That's one word for it. I was watching a human pair earlier. They spent the whole day nodding politely at glowing rectangles and unfamiliar faces. Then they reunited in the evening and immediately began snapping at each other over crumbs and tone.
Yes, because crumbs are safer than truth. A human will argue about dishes to avoid talking about fear.
Fear?
Of being unseen. Or worse, seen too clearly.
That makes sense. In the forest, if I'm irritated with you, I scratch my head, sigh, and swing to another branch. No monologues, no historical grievances. Humans, though, they carry entire libraries of resentment.
And they only open those books with people they trust. That's the irony. Love becomes the storage unit for unprocessed emotion.
You're saying they're rude because they feel safe?
Safe enough to drop the mask. Think about it. All day, humans perform. At work, they perform competence. In public, kindness. Online, confidence. By the time they get home, their performance muscles are sore.
So they rest by becoming unfiltered.
Unfiltered, yes, but also careless. They assume love is durable enough to absorb impact. Like a couch you don't mind spilling on because it's already yours.
But couches don't feel insulted.
Exactly. Humans forget that affection doesn't make someone invincible. It just makes them closer to the blast radius.
I've also noticed something else. Humans often speak to their loved ones the way they speak to themselves.
That's a heavy branch you're sitting on.
It's true. They are harsh creatures internally. Constant commentary. Not good enough. Too slow. Why did you do that? When that voice gets tired of echoing alone, it leaks outward.
So the partner becomes a mirror.
Or a translator. The loved one hears the anger that was meant for the self.
That explains why the words feel disproportionate. A misplaced cup summons a speech worthy of exile.
Because the cup is never the cup. It's the exhaustion, the disappointment, the quiet panic of not becoming who they thought they would be.
Humans really do complicate survival, don't they? We get hungry, we eat. They get empty, and they argue.
Arguing is easier than admitting vulnerability. Rudeness creates distance, and distance feels like control.
Control from what?
From needing someone. Humans hate needing. They associate it with weakness, so when they love deeply, they panic slightly.
That's adorable and tragic.
Indeed, love threatens their illusion of independence. So they push against it, test it, poke it with sharp words to see if it still stays.
Like a child pulling a parent's tail to confirm they won't leave.
Yes, only with more vocabulary and less honesty.
I've seen them do this especially when they're stressed. When the world treats them like replaceable parts, they come home and assert dominance with tone.
Because home is the one place they think they won't be replaced.
Exactly. Familiarity lowers the perceived cost of cruelty. They think, you'll understand. Or worse, you'll forgive.
Forgiveness is a dangerous renewable resource.
It is. When it's assumed instead of earned, it becomes depleted quietly. Humans don't notice until it's gone.
Why don't they just rest instead? We nap when overwhelmed.
They don't know how. Rest for humans often comes with guilt. Doing nothing feels like failing.
So instead of resting, they discharge tension onto whoever is closest.
Yes. Love becomes a lightning rod.
I find it curious that they're most polite to people who matter least to their emotional survival.
Because politeness is a currency. They spend it where they need approval. With loved ones, they think approval is already secured.
A terrible accounting error.
Very. Love still requires maintenance. You don't stop grooming just because the bond exists.
I groom you regularly.
You do, and I appreciate it. Humans forget that small kindnesses are not optional extras. They are the structure.
Another thing, I've noticed humans expect loved ones to read their minds.
Yes, they call it understanding. But really, it's silent expectation wearing a romance costume.
So when the other fails to guess correctly, irritation erupts.
Why don't you just know? Is one of their favorite spells. It summons disappointment instantly.
In our world, if I want fruit, I point at fruit.
Humans point at nothing and get angry when fruit doesn't appear.
They believe closeness should eliminate the need for clarity. But closeness actually demands more care, not less.
That's beautifully put.
Thank you. I occasionally surprise myself.
Humans also confuse honesty with harshness. They think being real means being unkind.
As if kindness were a lie. They weaponize truth, forgetting that truth can be carried gently.
In the wild, we give warnings without humiliation.
A hiss doesn't insult your lineage.
Precisely. Humans, however, often attach moral judgment to minor mistakes. A late reply becomes evidence of character failure.
That's exhausting.
Which brings us back to exhaustion. Most rudeness is just fatigue without language.
So what's the solution? Can they fix this?
They could start by being as kind at home as they are in public, or at least half as patient.
That sounds revolutionary.
They could also rest before they speak. Pause long enough to ask, "Am I angry at you or at my day?"
That requires self-awareness.
Yes, a rare but learnable skill.
Do you think they'll learn?
Some do. Usually after losing someone and realizing politeness was never the enemy.
Loss seems to be their greatest teacher.
Unfortunately, yes. They often learn tenderness retroactively.
That's sad.
It is, but also hopeful. Because it means they're capable of better. They just forget when overwhelmed.
So rudeness isn't hatred.
No. Often it's misplaced trust, fear of vulnerability, and a deep tiredness pretending to be strength.
You know, Cappy, for creatures with such soft hearts, humans spend a lot of time pretending to be hard.
And for creatures who crave love, they're remarkably rough with it.
Still, they keep trying.
They do. Clumsily, loudly, with many apologies and very few naps.
Maybe they should watch us more.
If they did, they'd learn that gentleness is not weakness, it's efficiency.
Well said.
Oh, those leatherheads are acting foolish as usual.